Hello, my oddities. Can you hear me? Am I coming through? Hello, Leighton. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Pixie. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Ciela. Hello, Viera. Hello, Emo BMX. And I'm Rose. This is Empress. Hello, hopefully human. Now, you may be able to hear me, but can you see me? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I am Odyssey. Oh, I think that's I am Odyssey of Odyssey Irby, and it's great to see you here again. Since last we caught up, we have follows from Sign Wafer, Greed01D2. Nice seeing you again from the. Nice seeing you too. Yeah. Comrade Purple Phoenix, the Raptor 103. Think of that. That's Circuit Scars, Chief Num Nums, V Lunar Critter, Latent with the 5 stream streak, Sparkling Pixie with the 110 stream streak. Can we get some love in the chat for our follows, our subs, our resubs, and our streaks? Can we do that? How y'all doing today, by the way? How y'all doing today? I want to check in before anything. I've got my strawberries, I've got my cheese, I've got my walnuts over here. Things are good. Got my water. I've got I got a thing I'll talk about in a second. And yeah, who's all doing? I think the head pats are also. How y'all doing? Got me some honeydew. Ooh, melon sounds so good right now. I'm very tired. It is after midnight, but I wanted to say hi. Well, hello. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate you popping in so late in your evening. Yeah, I prefer cantaloupe, but honeydew is also quite good. Melon in general. Obligatory boob joke. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Who here was at the fundraiser stream yesterday? Anyone? I recognized a few names in chat, but you were there for a bit. Right on. Kinda was. No worries. For those who were not present, I was honored to be invited to join a charity stream hosted by Charity Goblin Ruby on behalf of SFAC, which is a charity that actually collects funds for smaller charities beneath it. Ones that might not get recognition or ones that might be, you know, up and coming. And in this case, you know, there are all kinds of events from, you know, the introduction to, there's some Jackbox with some of Ruby's friends to a section where Ruby was just having a very earnest and real conversation with her mom, Jamie Lee Curtis. And then it came to the section that I was in with Jesse Cox, the director of Monster Road Trip, Bungo Taiga, Jade Dodes, Ruby, and myself. And it was a fantastic time. So we hit the main goal. There were some stretch goals that Ruby was saving up for, and it fell a little short of the stretch goals, but it did hit the main goal. And we raised a little over $3,000, if I remember right, for SFAC. So that is absolutely incredible. It was an amazing time. I did some voice acting again, as you can probably hear in my voice right now. But yeah, it was a fantastic time. And I am Yay! Put that back to 10. And it was fantastic. Just like the the voices that everyone would do for the characters and just the little shenanigans that they ended up in. My mom showed up in chat. Sometimes with very unfortunate timing. And it was amazing. It was just really fun. Just off by 5K. The goal was something like thank you for that, Pets. I believe the goal was like 3,500 and it was 3.5K and we hit 3K. So more like 500 than 5,000. But yeah, no, like it was an amazing time for an amazing cause, and I'm so glad that I was invited to be part of it. Also, unfortunate timing because I hadn't played Monster Road Trip before, or sadly any of the games like Monster Prom or Monster Camp. So my mom had popped in right about when it was my turn, and it gets to a part where you can choose how to subdue a cowman. Like, not a cowboy, like a guy, a cow with human, basically a furry cow. Hello, Hannes, good to see you. And I ended up picking the option for Shibari, thinking that it'd be and then you put it in Shibari, and then you get your thing. It goes on an expedition about Shibari. I should indicate my mom's a grown woman. She's okay. She's gonna be fine. But it was also like, right. I don't know what to make for girl lunch. May I recommend some, may I recommend a small thing of leafy greens, some cheese, and some protein. How are you? Just by the way, I go by Wick or Wiki. I think I may call you Wiki if that's okay. And I'm doing okay. Today is mostly a good day. A distressing large pile of cheese. There's no such thing as distressingly large when it comes to cheese. Shibari's cool, but yeah, the timing was just a little bit oof. That and I do know that my mom's particularly not fond of the more intense profanity. And there came a point where I had to just make a decision. There was being flung around too much to not use it. Love you, Mom. Thank you for your patience with me. And in doing so, you can hear a little bit of tenseness in my voice, but I have mixed, I have mixed news sort of related to that. Not to the fundraiser. That went absolutely gangbusters. Amazing time. I would love to hang out with every single one of them again. I would love to see Ruby again. I would love to see Jessie again. I would love to see Tyga again. I would love to hang out with Jade more. Just like, yeah. I still hate cheese. Funny how we talked about the same thing a year ago. The subject does come up pretty often. In fact, if you've heard that phrase, you may fascinate a woman by giving her a piece of cheese. Having gone through transition, I can confirm I am now more easily fascinated by cheese. Look, what can I say? It works. Yeah. It's interesting, too, because, like, I don't know, I do like cheese. And it's one of the few things that I can really, really have a lot of on keto. And, this is a weird little update. And I'll get to that in a second, though. But have any of you, before we get to that, have any of you played the Monster games? Like the Monster Prom, Monster Camp, Monster Road Trip? Have any of you played any of those? So Jesse Cox is the director of that series. So we got to play with the director of that game series. And it was so fun. It is a very funny, very delightfully queer game series that I recommend, especially on this illustrious month of Pride. It's an amazing series of games from what I've seen. If I remember right, I think my VTuber parent Nijitan has played Monster Prom. I was about to say VTuber Prom, which I do know is a thing, but that's also like not that. Jesse Cox of Cox and Krender fame. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with Cox and Krender. But possibly. Will it play Sparking Zero? I'm afraid I haven't heard of Sparking Zero. What is Sparking Zero? Did I just walk into a D's Not So? Oh, it's a Dragon Ball game. Okay. I am not well enough, like, in touch with the Dragon Ball Z series to really be on top of the games. So I may not. Also, hello, Cena. I did not say hi to you. I'm very sorry about that. So what is Cox and Crundor? Not... Well, I don't know. Did they? It is you. It's you, Cena. The goodest bee that I know. But yeah, no, it was an amazing time. And I think one of these days, one of these times when I have a little bit more, and maybe we're done with Paper Mario, or maybe we're done with another game, it'd be fun to do a couple of rounds of Monster Road Trip again. Maybe bring some friends to voice act too. Like, you're this character, you're this character, you're this one, you're that one. You know, just bring on a cast. Cena, I got you. I'm gonna write that down, in fact. Let's see. Definitely time for me to go to sleep before I go. No worries. Thank you so much for popping in, Anaheim. And it was fun to see you in Cotton Stream earlier today. Yay. I do not have a means of eating these strawberries. I'll just eat the corners with my hands. Hello, Mr. Action. Good to see you. A cast like a podcast? Oh. I guess it would be like something like that. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think it'd be really fun to. My brain is already a-stewing with like who I would bring on. Yay! Anaheim Rose of the 14 months of resubbing. Can we get some love in the chat for Anaheim Rose? Please continue to enjoy your emotes. You're so bad being part of the Oddities community for well over a year now and 2 months into your second. Bye-bye, take care. And hello, GLMD, it's good to see you. How are you doing today? I noticed that I'm being kinder to my voice now that I think about it. Either that or it's just coming through a little bit nicer. I want to talk about that, actually, if y'all are okay with that. I know that I talk about it often. Oh, thank you for that. Everyone's getting head pats. I love the boop right at the end. I talk frequently about voice health and things like that, and you know, it's affected me because it affects how often I can stream. So it comes up from time to time, and I have good-ish updates. Recoiling from finding out that my submission made the list of worst opening lines. What do you mean? Your submission? I'm sorry to hear that, GLMD. I'm a little bit surprised that they're being that crass about it. They're like, oh, these are the worst. What good does that do? I'm sorry to hear that, GLMD. I'm gonna have a bite of my strawberry real quick. Oh. The point of the contest is to find the worst openers. Okay, okay. So, hello, British T-Rex. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, as long as you were intending on that, you're supposed to be nine. Okay, okay. That is a slight relief. That would do it though. That would do it. So, some of you might know that a few days ago, I got a little frustrated with some vocal stuff. And by the way, I would still very much like to apologize for not just how short that stream was, but just the way that I handled things. I could have been a more gracious host about how I behaved about that. There are ways that I could have let things slide or just kind of close things off, but I did not. And for that, I would like to apologize. That day, I made some changes. I've been making slow, small life changes to improve my vocal health. Long story short, for those who, short story, my voice is being affected by acid reflux. The reason that I can't hit some of the highs in my falsetto, the reason that I lack vocal stamina, it boils down to acid reflux. So the thing that's been helping me with that, hello 8-Bit Gentleman. Hope you had a good start to the week. I would say so. The fundraiser went amazing yesterday, and today's off to a pretty good start. So what I've been doing, originally it was just keto. I figured like just a change of diet would be enough. And I suppose like after a while I found that it wasn't changing right away, and I was getting impatient because I want my voice to be back sooner. But it's not there yet, you know? So I started doing a few things. I started making a few changes. One, I looked up exactly the kinds of things that will affect acid reflux. So some of those things are diet. In my case, it does have to do with weight. And the amount of estrogen in your body. And a fourth one is caffeine. Because caffeine is going to agitate acid reflux. So caffeine, Saxophone with 27 months of subbing. 27 months sub to this pretty bun girl. That's at least 4 months. You are correct, and then some. How are you, my absolute darling? I hope you're doing amazing today. And please continue to enjoy your emotes, your sub badge, and being part of the oddities for, what's that, 2 years and a quarter. Yeah, let's get some love in the chat for Saxophone. Ooh, I like that. Big love. Like, giant love. Thank you for the 100 bits. And that is a hype train. Choo-choo. Thank you so much for that. Latent, every bit helps. Every bit's appreciated. Thank you so much. You are always so quick to... Oh, thank you for that, bets. You're always so quick to jump in with that and help out. And I very much... I didn't want to let that go without expressing my gratitude. Having a good day so far? Good. Then I hope it gets even better. Oh, right, and another thing that'll affect what I'm going through is the angle at which I sleep. In short, you're supposed to keep your head elevated when you sleep. Noran Jo, good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. So what I did was I bought one of those wedge pillows. I started drinking a lot more water. I ramped up my exercise regime in the mornings. And believe me, it's much more effective now. And I'm doubling down not just on keto, but on green veggies. From the leafies to the celeries to the from the very nutritious to the not at all. Like it's basically water with some fibers. And for the last couple days, that's helped. Like it's actually been, I could feel a difference in my voice. I don't feel quite as, harsh. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's still got a little bit of rasp, but it is noticeably improving. However, you might notice that one of the things that I mentioned earlier was, caffeine. Actually, the things were caffeine, estrogen, weight, and things like that. So, I just kind of brought a perfect... Oh, yeah, and one of those was, being post-COVID. So, the keys to not getting acid reflux, don't be me. Wish I could say the same. Social panic attacks are great things. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that today gets better for you, and that coming back to stasis, coming back to feeling okay is lands upon you sweetly and safely. So, I bought the wedge pillow. I did all that, but you might notice one of those things is caffeine. I love caffeine, and I got it out on a moment's notice. Saprasi, it's lovely to see you too. I hope you're doing well today. I'll think of that, Bats. So, for the last couple days, I've cut it out. Cold turkey. And the results have actually been immediately good, for the most part. I've been sleeping better, but I've also been sleeping way earlier. We're talking 10:30 or 11. And I'll wake up at my alarm at 6. Still not feeling rested. Well, that's not entirely true. I do still feel rested, but not quite as much. So, Tangent. Hello. Who's a good kitty? I think it might be caffeine withdrawals, yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm getting a lot of the benefits of having cut it out. Trapmaster, hello. But I was also hanging out with a friend, like online for a little bit. I was actually hanging out with Pixie the other night, and we were gonna hang out and do whatever. And I was just like, wow, I am zonked. I am absolutely dead. And I looked at the clock, and it was only like 8:30 at night. I hung out for a little while longer, and then, you know, ended up going to bed closer to 11. But it was just like, why am I so tired? And you know, it made sense that I was so tired because a source of energy was gone. And I realized that in putting my caffeine away that quickly, I had thrown myself into cold turkey. And with that, withdrawals. And that's no good. I don't recommend that. So, what I've got here is my first shaker with caffeine in it in a few days. And it's 1 scoop as opposed to my usual 2 or 3. But with everything else working out, with waking up in the morning, feeling better, like feeling actual relief in my voice, with sleep generally going better, with my exercise doing so much better. This isn't to say that I'm going to introduce it right back. This is to say I'm still in the process of cutting it out. Be ready to be wired. It's nighttime. Let's go. Sorry. Yeah, let me take a sip. Oh, that's nice. So there have been benefits and drawbacks of the things that it's taken to recover, but I'm doing it. But what was I even on about? I don't know. It's one of those things that was a little bit frustrating. When I visit, let's go on a run, yeah? Downtown. Sure. I would not be against that. Speaking of, gotta go get some sleep. Have a great stream. Take care, Ciela. Thank you so much for popping in. Have a great rest of your evening, okay? I've been doing a little bit more running. And I think that's been a healthier thing for sure. Like, in the mornings, I used to just wake up and do my stretches and then do some pada. Now what'll wake up I'll do my exercises and then I'll run around the block. And the little game that I have for myself is little miniature goal that I have for myself is this. I want to be able to at some point run around the block without slowing down. Because right now I can do, you know, where I am, one corner, another corner, third corner. And then I have to walk that last little bit, which is not my proudest point, but you know, I'm getting there. That's part of building stamina. And then once I'm able to do a lap around the block without stopping, I'll be able to do maybe 2 laps, and then 2 laps without slowing down, and then, you know, things like that. And I think there's a lot of promise in that. Gonna have a sip of regular water. Maybe start out walking that first corner, then run the other 3. That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, sorry for this weird tangent. I guess the thing is, like, with how often I bring up my voice health and things like that, it would help to know that I am doing things, that I am doing things to improve it. Hey, Adi, it's been a while. I was offline for a couple of months, lost a kidney, but that's not important. What's important is how... I would say losing a kidney is a pretty big deal, though. I wish you a swift recovery, and hope you've been doing well. I have been a very busy bee. I had a couple conventions in a row, and I did those, had an amazing time at both. And I've been doing all kinds of fun streams and figuring things out. We had a little bit of a financial scare for a second there, but we had a subathon that went absolutely amazing, a donathon really, and things have been good. Things have been good. I usually walk like half a block to warm up, then I start with a jog and slowly get up to regular pace. That would probably be a better idea. I think the problem is I'm used to how I used to be when I was in like, when I used to wrestle in like middle and high school. I used to be able to just like get to it, just run. I'm Gucci, as the kids say. Losing a kidney is not that bad. Worst part was the stitches and the boredom of recovery. I've heard that the recovery time is pretty rough. I've had a, I had a friend get it. Yeah, I wrestled in middle and high school. I was even in All-Stars in one of my, was that high school or middle school years? Pretty sure it was high school. I was good. I wasn't great, but a lot of the folks that were in my weight class ended up being like either the coach's kid or they went on to be like international. And like, I kind of miss it sometimes, not gonna lie. Like, I was pretty good at wrestling. That is not an excuse for anyone to offer various kinds of wrestling with me. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. You would kick my ass. Because don't forget, wrestling is a grappling art. Taekwondo is a striking or suplex. I'm not on stream, kitten. I can only do so much here. And I should also indicate that I haven't been active like that in a while. But I used to be able to just like snap right into cardio, snap right into this, right into that. If I had the money for it, I'd probably get into, like, if I had the kinds of funding that an idol agency would have, like an actual, not even like a VTuber agency, like a full tilt idol like agency, I would put half of my I'd put half of my training into dancing and choreography, and the other half back into like a martial art. I would love to get back into wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Thank you for the reminder, gamer. I'm actually speaking pretty naturally. Thank you for that, Butts. Oh, I missed a few of these. Oh, thank you for that. All right, let me do the hydrate. Oh no, it's been years since I've done that. I would not be able to take on most folks. Right. However, Vieira, I have left you hanging, darling. I am so sorry. Are you ready? Arara, iko dane. Aw, deflated. Thank you. How you doing, honey? Got to stay now, but we'll lurk to get my points. Might see you later. But yeah, no, Krabby, no. I've got no beef with Goku. I would love to be active. Honestly, I'd like to be as fit as I was back then. I was like shredded. What I'd probably do now is probably get more into like dance. I was actually looking into, the training that like K-pop idols go through. And it's my understanding that a lot of that was based on what early J-pop idols used to go through in terms of their training. Now, mind you, I don't have full 12-hour days to devote to exercise and dance training and all that. But I do have more hours than zero. When I was in high school, I was a twig. When I was in college, I looked kind of jacked. Now I'm skinny-ish again. Imagine Audie, but muscles. Amazing idea. You know, I would not mind having a little bit of definition. I see Capoeira arc. I wouldn't be against that. I would not be against that. But that's the thing, like, if I had the kind of money that I could put into, everyone loves buff women. Audie, there's no downside. Gym bathrooms are a downside. Because unless I want to drive my stinky, sweaty butt back to the house, I got to start lifting here, and having weights here is expensive. Muscle Audie does not appeal to me. Yes, simping. No, me. I could never simp. Absolutely not. I just appreciate Muscle Audie. Yeah, that's it. See, I guess for me, it's less about having a bunch of muscles, so much as having strength. Chat. Could you imagine me cabadoning you? Gotcha pinned. What are you gonna do? I volunteer as tribute. Mildly muscular women think they're gods. I volunteer as tribute, please. I see. Someone already said they want to be suplexed. That's true. I wouldn't mind having strength, but here's the thing: stamina. I'd much rather be leaner with stamina. Because, like, I would like to go for an hour or two on stage. Could you imagine? Actually, here's something else for y'all to imagine while you're imagining Muscle-Bound Odyssey. Could any of you imagine an Odyssey Eurobeat live show with dancing, with more singing, with choreography, with backup dancers and things like that? It's all cardio, baby. Exactly. It's all cardio. Kabedon into Tekken, welcome. But think about that. Could you imagine if I could last on stage longer than half an hour before someone like, you know? Could you imagine? Audie, strong enough to pick up for uppies, a volunteer's tribute. I would love to be in a place to give uppies. See, could you imagine? Okay. I just had a good idea. Okay, so I like the idea of whoever I'm with being able to pick me up. Let's be real. But could you imagine that I could pick them up too? I need Audie to... Goodness. You know what all this is telling me in seriousness though? Whether or not it's weights or cardio or whatever it is, I'm on the right track with working out. Like, I've got to be honest. I have no regrets in picking up, running, and doing my pata-pata in the morning. All my simming aside, I still haven't forgotten my promise to one day Princess carry you, Jessa. It will happen one day. Sax, I'm holding you to it, and I look forward to that day. I'd love to be picked up. Aw, Jessie, that'd be so fun. I hope someday that I can be in that kind of position. I already suplexed the bat. Be the American Tekken thinks you are. Do you see the Tekken stream a couple weeks back of a ranked Eddie player that was just a macro that was repeatedly pressed? I didn't see that. Respectfully. What's it? It will melt when being Kabedoned by Captain America. So I feel like Aaron was 70 months in a row. Can we get some love in the chat for Aaron? Beep beep indeed. How are you doing, Aaron? And thank you so much for not just being around for 70 months, but being one of our much beloved moderators. Can we get some love in the chat? There we go. But I don't know, like, there's a lot of reasons that I'm glad that I'm getting on it now. Things with headbats. Plan on sweeping Audie off her feet, either by using my arms or with a broom. A broom? How is that? I am not some trash or dirt to be swept up, my friend. I'm giving you grief. I'm just kidding. Wiki, oh my gosh. No. Actually, what was it? Earlier in Cotton's stream, she was doing something with Quite, and Cotton was like, I'm gonna crush you between my thighs. And Quite just like, oh, just like the watermelon, please. I mean, right. And hello, Mako. My arms are always open to you, darling. In retrospect, I do wish that I had hugged you a little bit more when last you were here. I do genuinely regret that. I need me a woman who can shatter my ribcage with a single punch. I say it respectfully when I say it. Please. Not gonna lie, if I ever do a Thon event again, like a subathon, donathon, etc., would you want Cottontail VA? She is a very talented voice actress, bunny girl, who's here on Twitch, and she does voice work of a certain nature. She was actually here on stream a couple streams ago. There'll be plenty more hugs to go out next Offkai. Yes. Hopefully sooner than that. But yeah, no. So yeah, there's clips of it. We posted it in the Discord server. You want a hug? I got you. I got you right here. Come hit me up. I'm a hugger. Like, real talk. If I'm comfortable with you, if I know you, and you see, and your vibes are cool, I tend to give hugs. I'm gonna take a quick sip. My tracking's still a little bit uncalibrated as I appear to have just poured it directly on my tits. But I can't see myself attending anything with you anytime sooner than Offkai. That's okay. We'll figure stuff out in time. But yeah, no, so scaling things back. Chat, during a Thon event, would y'all want to see me crush a watermelon with my thighs? Cottontail, I'm not, but maybe just as a book. We'll see. I'm not making any promises right now. My thighs aren't what they used to be, but you know, maybe. But I even asked that. Because I've thought about it, and it's like, well, maybe I could. Maybe with the right watermelon, with a ripe watermelon. Someday when I've done a little bit more work, maybe when I've invested in some exercise, maybe a personal trainer, maybe I'm doing enough of the dance and the weights to where it kind of works out. Maybe, perhaps. I do have nice legs. Listen, this is not even me trying to be like, I have such nice legs. Like, let's be real here. I am with you on that. Just so you know, it seems like there's already plenty of volunteer watermelon. No. We'll see though, we'll see. Because here's the thing. I am unironically enjoying, like, exercising and working out. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I've got to that point with exercising where it's no longer like, oh, I don't want to do it, I don't want to, and then I end up not doing it. I end up going, like, here's the secret. Here's the secret. And I don't think a personal trainer is going to do this with you. And there may be some stuff wrong with it, but here. I'm going to pause this to emphasize. I only do as much as I want in the mornings. There was a morning where I woke up, I didn't feel like I got nearly enough sleep. I was feeling like crap. It was rough. And I was like, I don't want to run. So I'm like, you know what? What if I just do Bada Bada? So I did. The next day, or a day after, some day after that, I am like, you know what? I just did my run. I don't feel like doing all my Bada Bada. So I didn't. But here's why. I feel like in my particular case, building the habit of just doing something in the morning, something, is gonna win me over more than forcing myself to do every little thing on there. And then the next day just being like, oh, I gotta do all that stuff. Oh, I don't wanna. Because then I just do a little bit. Doesn't feel like much, but it was still something. And I found myself coming back to it in the mornings, even if I do sleep in a little more than I should, even if I do find myself rough on it. 145 kilograms to crush a watermelon. It depends on the size. Are we talking like the ones that are like this big or the ones that are like this big? Melons. Sorry.
You're such a good girl.
Hannah, was that you? Better be consistent than burnout. Exactly, and that's the thing. Now, hold on. Remember, y'all, be down bad. Don't be down atrocious, okay? But, that's the thing. I got scared by that. Oh, no, Sax, I'm sorry. It surprised me, too. Oh, we're down today. Yeah. I still don't know what's going on here. No worries, Timber. So, I was talking a little bit about my exercise regime, which is part of what I'm doing, not just for my vocal health, but for just general exercise. And one of the things that I brought up was, possibly getting back into, like weightlifting, not just necessarily like to get swole, but like legs. May I ask a quick question? What's up, Roselia? How can I help you? Down apocalyptic. Aww. And at one point I mentioned how Cottontail VA has crushed a oh, that's what you meant. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Goblin, Paladin, Roselia. How are you all doing? Thank you so much for popping in. How are you? How is your raid? Let's see. Goblin, Paladin, Roselia. Oh. Did I type it wrong? All right. Oops, that's not how it is. I'm trying to copy your name and it's not letting me do it. You're playing Elden Ring. How'd that go? All right. Call me a mole man the way I'm down bad for muscular autism. I'm not sure how muscular I'm gonna get though. That's the thing. Cause like, I don't know. It's one of those things that I've thought about and I don't dislike the idea. Sorry. Roselia, you're coming in just as we were talking about my exercise regime and potential to crush a watermelon with my thighs. You're helping people beat the boss required to get the deals. All right on. You're helping people out. I like that. Being an actual paladin for once. It sounds like you put the pal in paladin. Sorry. Okay though, before anything else, thank you so much for bringing your community here. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. If you need to take care of yourself, I know you just got done with stream. If you need to rest, if you need to have a meal, if you need to take a bath or a shower or whatever, please take care of yourself first and foremost. If you want to hang out, we would love to have you. And for Roselia's Raiders, I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. I make Eurobeat music, the likes of which has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matara Kanavi Shoujo, Rolling Stone, and much, much more. It is great to have you here. Honestly, just to be held. Oh, Hannah. Oh my gosh. Listen, if I'm ever back in Australia, giving you a hug or wherever you may be. Hydrate. That I can do. Did it. Gotta get some food, Bobby seeing you. No worries. Thank you so much for popping in. Let's see. But yeah, no, we were talking about exercise and thinking about that and how Cottontail has crushed a watermelon with her thighs. And I talked about like in a future Audithon edition, subathon, donathon, whatever, is that something you'd all want to see me do? And chat responded with an unironic yes, please. And a sorry, mommy. I think the only possible event I might be able to hang with you will be Harmony if you go next year. Plans are looking positive for that at the moment. I'll put it that way. Australia is lovely, except Airsoft is banned there. Oof, I did not know that. Odyssey chat wants you to crush a watermelon then. Someday. And thank you so much for, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the lurk. This is a goal I should try for. Do I have a picture with my legs in there? Pretty sure I do. Like my IRL, ThiRL, if you will. Listen, if I had a body like I was drawn in Strawberry Girl, I would be able to crush some watermelons. I don't show a lot of my gams lately. That one doesn't do it. It's been, okay, my pictures have actually been getting less and less thoughtish lately, and maybe I could stand to bring that back. Oh, wait a minute. My old, the amount of, I forgot that my old, Lady Dimitrescu Bunny Girl cosplay, had my legs out. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do that. I'm going to... Okay. What I'm gonna do, more tools. Develop a tool. We're gonna dive in and find the original picture. It's gonna take... Oh, I think... Yes, this will do. Okay. So, and here's the thing, by the way. For Thesaurus, I've been in Texas a couple times. Aurora, hello! It's good to see you. How are you doing, honey? Thank you so much for rating in. I hope you are doing amazing. Yeah. It's been how long ago was this picture, actually, now that I think about it? This was in 2022. And I don't think my legs have necessarily gotten worse since then. How are you? I hope you're doing well. All right. I think it would be, yeah, this layer. So desktop, where is it? There it is. This is what we're looking at in terms of my gams. This was me as like bunny girl Lady Dimitress as much as I could. How far is walking is your spot from the train station? I'm not going to answer that live if that's okay. That might be one of those things that I disclose privately. Yeah, this is how my legs look. So I wonder if I can do color correction. Can I do brightness? A little bit. Yeah, fishnets. Yeah. So I feel like I've got pretty good legs. You know, there's the calves there. There's the thighs right there. I think this is actually, I need to do more cosplays like that. Well, I mean, there is a cosplay or two that y'all have unlocked, as part of the Audithon, so we'll see. How am I not a model? I have been a model. There is a business not far from me that I remember. Have I told this story? I must have told this story on stream. There was a business that I popped into that's pretty close to me, and they sell clothes. And this was actually the first year of Offkai. I remember because I was missing a little bit of Offkai to do it. For those who are new here, and I don't know, a little bit of a flex, yeah. So I walk in. I was kind of dealing with my anxiety at the time, and I walked around. I was walking around the block, and I'm like, you know what? I need a change of scenery. I'm gonna pop into the store a little bit, and I walk into a clothing store, and inside is a lady, essentially the owner of the store, and she's like, "Hello, how are you doing, honey?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm great. How about yourself? Thank you for the headbats." And we start talking, and she starts talking about how she is preparing stuff for the weekend. No, like a couple weekends from then. So she has like a little runway, a little like modeling runway in front of Edgy Mom. Thank you so much for the follow and stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat, and my music has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matara Kanavi Shoujo, and much, much more. It is great to have you here. Can we get some love in the chat for Edgy Mom? And we start talking, and she's talking about how she has a little event, and she's like, I had a couple of my models drop out for a little bit. And she looks at me, kind of gives me the down, up. What size do you wear? She recruited me as a model that day. So, fast forward a couple of weeks to the weekend of that day. So what happens in this town is that it shuts down the roads to cars. Meaning you can ride a bike, you can ride a skateboard, you can walk. And the thing is, like, all these local businesses put up little storefronts, and they'll have things in the street or, on the sidewalk. And I was part of the runway show. And I got to wear one of my very favorite outfits that I ever got, like, ever in that. And we had all kinds of models in there. We had, for local business. And I need to go back to that store. I'm here for Pada Pada. I'm part of the Pada groups. No kidding. So this, I think I have it this Wednesday, don't I? originally used to stream my Pada Pada practice here on Twitch. Unfortunately, it didn't do well for a little while, so I kind of put it away, but I made it an incentive to bring it back during the Audithon, and sure enough, everyone brought it back. So, I'll be bringing back my Pada Pada streams, to a point, actually. I have plans for what I'm doing with that, by the way, and I'll get into that in due time. But yeah, no, I was actually recruited as a model, which quite surprised me, because this is, might I remind you, this was a couple years ago. I was still in a wig. Like, there's still a lot of stuff that I was doing just to feel comfortable, and she was like, let's put you in cute clothes and have you wear them for the public. Talk about a confidence boost. I need to go back in. I need to see her again. Maybe model for her again, maybe not. I don't know. I ended up leaving before she wanted to, feed us all, but I did have to go pretty early just to be, I wanted to catch up with people at Offkai. But that was just one of the cool things. Audie in cute clothes, I'm on my knees back. I've taken selfies. There are pictures of me IRL. By the way, this is actually funny that we're talking about this. Chat, I could just be on Twitter way too often, but have you seen some of the tweets from VTubers that will post like an IRL picture or even anything at all? Like, it doesn't even share their face. It doesn't even share their face. But they'll post like a body picture, or even like a cute leg picture. And the next post would be like, wow, so it turns out posting that kind of thing will drive people away because I just lost like 100 followers. Why is this a thing that I'm seeing more often? Because not only... thank you, Hannah. Like, I thought that we were done with the kayfabe, strictness some time ago. Don't get me wrong. I understand the need for immersion to a degree. But, are people really still upset that the anime dog girl is not really a dog girl? That's the thing. Again, it wasn't even a face. It wasn't even a face. It was her body. Like, it was just like, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. It's strange. And by the way, I bring that up at least partially to say, to source. I'm talking about like how other VTubers, they might have themes. Like, for instance, I've got bunny ears on my head. I'm not really a bunny girl. This is a virtual outfit. And I've been streaming and VTubing long enough to where people have seen what I look like in real life. And, the kind of lore that I have around me. And, when I engage that or not. Anime Dog Girl, that's an example of like Inugami Korone of Hololive. Like, some VTubers are like bunnies or cats or dogs or Gundam pilots or something like that, or like space cockroaches. I get uncomfortable seeing online friends. Really? I guess what I want to say with this is thank you for all of you who, Tesaurus, yeah, that's Matara Khan. Tesaurus, may I ask, are you new to VTubers? Am I your first? Yeah, okay, so, you're too cute for it to well, thank you. But I feel like that could be said for the people that are posting theirs. So, in my defense, you're the sole reason I got Twitch. Wow. Tesaurus, I am honored. So, Tesaurus, okay, so you see how I'm honored, by the way. Thank you so much. I am so glad that you're here. Please continue to enjoy my streams. I hope that you enjoy every minute. Second of all, you see how this avatar, like, I am not actually in a pool in, what's this, Los Angeles? With the sun on my back. Like, I'm virtual, is my point. Like, this representation is virtual. I just reached into my own tits. That's not real. And this avatar, when I use it to stream, I am a VTuber. Now, okay, there's a person waving hands and all that behind, behind the screen. That hurt, for instance. And I mean, don't get me wrong, my new bunny girl uniform is very real, but that's a different point. And I've streamed IRL before. My face in pool not wet. So for VTubers, there's a level of. It's your birthday? Wait, yeah, hold up. We gotta sing happy birthday to Vanilla. Vanilla? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Superhero Beans Vanilla. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Happy birthday! I hope that today you feel very much loved and celebrated. Yeah. Well, that is a lot of confetti coming your way. Yay! But yeah, no, sorry. To get back to the VTubing thing. So, I did not always stream this way. I used to stream with just a camera. And yay! I used to stream with just a camera, and don't get me wrong, that's still fun too. But when I stream with this avatar, yay! When I stream with just this avatar, that is called VTubing because I'm a virtual. At the time, it was YouTuber. V-streamer would be more technically accurate. Well, I'm gonna be surrounded by hearts real quick. Okay. Saw your selfies a while back. Good lord, you. Oh. Thank you. Yeah. I used to stream like that, is my point. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized, should I change my category to pools and hot tubs, pools and the beach? That's where thoughts like me belong anyway. I need a second. That was very kind. But so that's the whole thing with VTubing. So some people really like the characters that people bring into VTubing. Like they really like that a character is like a dog girl or a bunny pyoning in hot tub, pyon, or a space cockroach. And when someone posts something, I think with headbats, that about their IRL selves, like their real, human body selves, that kind of breaks the immersion. It reminds people that they're not actually a space cockroach or a bunny girl or a dog girl or whatever. And people tend to, it sort of depends on the streamer, the VTuber. Sometimes they're okay with that, or sometimes apparently, thank you for that, butts. Sometimes they're not, which is a shame because it's like, really? Yeah, but like a small one. It's not the size of the bear, it's how you use it. Sorry. Anyway, back to, wait, so what were we on about before this? What have I brought up on the stream? Hamid-Borgor. What were we even talking about? They really said I don't have ADHD. A certain individual gave me an idea for an OC, and I found it really interesting. Ooh. Your reproduction in the pool, trying not to get water on your setup. I've done that a few times. It's not letting me scroll up. Let's see. But yeah, no, it was really fun to, like, model that time, and I would like to do that again, and maybe if somewhere, like, wants to do the makeup and put me in cute outfits, I would not decline this. That would be very lovely. In fact, yes, please. Anyway, until I magically walk in somewhere where they decide they need a model and I fit the bill. What are my thoughts on firefighters? Yes. Firefighters are very good. They protect citizens from fires. They extract cats from trees and yes, please. Sax, you are not wrong. Yeah, look. professional photo shoot. I do have, if I remember right, I have a cosplay photo shoot in the Audithon rewards, which y'all unlocked every single one of, so there's that. Basically an OC with a bomb motif with a bomb fuse as the ahoge. I see. What was I on about? But yeah, also had firefighters, a list of people that make my body melt. Just gonna be leaving work. No worries, Seymour. Do what you gotta do. Especially because most of us have no... Yeah, because we didn't get around to it. See, I guess that's where I had a little bit of a secret. First, how am I getting paid? How much am I getting paid to put a dress on? Well, it's not happening to you, Timber. I appreciate not generalizing groups. Of course, a lot of people do that. Wait, which group did I generalize? I'm sorry. Regarding the comment of like, oh, a lot of, okay, yeah, maybe a lot of trans women want to be dressed up, not necessarily everyone. What is your meat without fire? It can exist. It can. It's rare. It's very rare. But there are some instances of Eurobeat existing without fire. I have switched my winter sheets to my summer sheets. Apologize if it no worries. We've covered so many subjects in such a small amount of time. Oh, Hytham, yes, please. Gosh. Just Leaf Daddy. Yeah, firefighters are like, my particular drooling aside, I do think firefighters are wonderful and necessary. I think they're very good. Firefighter. No. You know what? I'm gonna save y'all some work. Firefighter Thorin Bradley cosplaying as Alhaitham. Back. Exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh, Alhaitham is all right, but Boothill though. Who's Boothill? Well, let me take a look at this Boothill individual. Okay. Let's see, Genshin Impact Boothill. Who is this Boots Hill? Oh, ow! I'll take that. Oh. Okay, so Boothill looks like the kind of individual that's on the opposite spectrum of, you know, of masks that I tend to quite appreciate. Also, hello, Archines. Try to tell you about Boothill. He's from Star Rail, Honkai Star Rail. Okay. Here's a problem that I have with Genshin, Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, all that. Like, they look good. The character designs are, yes, daddy. But also, one, I addict easily, so if I did actually bother to play them, actually, it's weird. You would think that I would be more into playing them, but I don't. Like, the games tend to feel kind of like chores to me. Like, I don't know, I can't seem to get into it. Maybe Honkai is different. Maybe it's less choresy and more like, if you want a bit of whiplash, look up Liney from Genshin, then look up Blade. And I guess that's the thing, like, I love the character designs. Great googly moogly, yes. But it's hard for me to actually get into the games. So I'll tend to watch other people play them. Like, I know Numi's been playing through Genshin on, you know, off to the side. I forgot who it was that she was simping for. But yeah, no, what was I on about? All that to say, Audie having every opinion I think of. Listen, pretty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm only pretty right now because I got 3D giganto anime boobs. Let's be real. I play too much Genshin, I love it. Too much, however, Hoyoverse knows how to keep me playing. It's femboys, yes. I know, okay, here's the thing. Femboys are amazing for different reasons. I want characters like Alhaitham, etc. to take wonderful care of me. I like femboys to dote on, to gush on. Who's my good little, huh? Who's my good femboy, huh? I tried playing Touhou Lost Word, kind of boring, but the big boobed Touhous were a nice touch. Yeah. Kind of hope I do really well with my Byakuran cosplay, which I owe you at some point. But yeah, sorry. Scaling back, so hot anime men to firefighters to I'd say I don't like games that have dailies, but are also required for progression, but I also play Destiny, so... Okay. I have a question for all the Destiny players in chat. Destiny 2, Destiny, like... I think it's only Destiny 2 at the moment. Are you okay? Are y'all doing okay? No. Okay, the answer's that. Because, like... everyone that I've seen that plays Destiny talk smack about Destiny. Like, I once watched Avano grind for 8 hours to try to get one. That's the thing. Like, I've heard that, like, the game itself is fun to a point, but there's also a lot of crap, like the balance gets thrown off easily all the time because they add some new things, it throws everything that they did before. It's just grinding. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was on board. I don't know, there's some games that it's just hard for me to get into. If this had been like 10 years ago, I would have been on every gacha, every open world RPG with the pretty characters. Like, I don't know. I remember there was I think we've grown distant. I think we started talking about just video games in general. And then the subject of Destiny came up. To be fair, the PvP tower defense... Oh, thanks for that, Bets. Defense mode is genius, but the PvP itself is ass. I see. Like, once through your story, it's just grinding to play harder content. I see. Been loving Burnout this weekend. I see. Where were we in the beginning of all this? Right. If I may pull things back. There's a few reasons that I'm glad that I'm back on exercise. And, one of those is that, you know, I'll have better stamina on stage and better vocal stamina and better things that I'm taking care of with that. I'm also gonna love possibly being able to demonstrate on whoever my future partner is the things that I want. You know, darling, I'd like to be picked up. What do you mean picked up? Oh, just like this. Oh, okay. And then that could also just happen. And yeah. And maybe then I could have whoever I'm with cosplay as a Hytham in a firefighter. Firefighters and femboys, that's all I remember. Oh no. Oh no. Step one workout. I mean, basically, I fully support this effort. Audi uppies. Yes. Who wants uppies? Step two, listen, I became bitches. Hey! Ow! Now I need a femboy fighter. Yeah. Yeah, femboy firefighter, I should say. But I don't know. Look, I think I just like it when people are fully, like, thriving as their own, you know? If that makes any sense. Okay, hold on a second. A Stolfo as a... Ooh. The firefighters have to rescue the femboys from trees. Oh no. Oh, that'd be amazing. Pleasantly conflicted. I don't know. Listen, just we need people to wear more outfits all the time. Just everyone cosplay everything forever, please. I'm gonna take a sip. Which on my model looks like I'm pouring the drink right into my boobs. Yeah, I definitely need to catch that up. I now need to get artwork of Pawsworth stuck in a tree while a firefighter gets it. But yes, But yeah, I'm looking forward to that in terms of exercise. And Street Fighter, I sleep. Femboy Fighter's real. Why do I feel like that is a fighting game somewhere? How am I doing today? Teeter, I'm doing pretty well today. My voice is feeling good. I've been doing exercise more. And yeah, just things are good. But clothes though. Here's the thing. Something that I really like about the diet that I've been on. I like a lot of the food that I eat. I like that it's generally simple. I like that it's quick enough to throw together and prepare. It's flavors that I tend to enjoy. Exercise, I thought you said extra fries. Someday, when I'm off keto, I'll grab for those extra fries. Also, hello, comrade. Welcome back. It's good to see you. The stream is an amazing present. Gladly, happy birthday. I like the food that I have. So like, as much as I enjoy food, I think I haven't had to compromise so much. Excuse me. And I haven't measured any kind of progress that I've had since like adding exercise really, really fully to this. But I feel healthier. I feel like my voice is doing better. I'm able to express myself more fully. My voice feels better, like less ouch. Thank you for that, Bats. I'm just a huge fan of brisket. Brisket, very good. Sometimes we have a town inside all of us. What was I gonna do? My brain is puzzle and it's a Lego. Right. So, who knows? Maybe in a future stream, Model C will crush a watermelon with my thighs. We'll put it that way. Just to tie all the loose ends together. Brisket on a biscuit now. I feel like that'd be quite a picture. Realsly makes me wish I was a short girl so he could tower over me. All right, I'm looking up this Realsly character. Realsly, huh? All right. Realsly. Gotcha. Oh, this guy. Woo! Yeah, he. Oh my. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh. How tall? How tall is he? How tall is Realsly? Also, Tesaurus. Okay. Tesaurus, please understand, no judgment, obviously. And I will not, Risley, okay. So he's tall. So I will say, wanting someone to call you baby girl and wishing that you are a short girl so you can be towered over is not the most cisgender thing I've heard. Excuse me? Only 5'8"? What's wrong with 5'8" is not short. 5'8" is not short. What are you on about, Timber? What do you mean only 5'8"? Because you know who else is 5'8"? Me! I'm 5'8". You want to be shorter? But yeah, what I was saying, Tesaurus, I will say, and please understand, you are more than free to disagree on this. This is not me saying what you are or aren't. I find that those thoughts are not the most cisgender thoughts. That
You're such a good girl.
Thanks, I guess, Anon. No. Anyhow, yeah, if you find that it's important to you to be a girl and towered over by big, tall, strong men, it could be something worth exploring about yourself. Like, you might need to think about that. You might not. You could be completely happy as you are. But I just notice that a lot of folks that have desires of a certain, shift of perspective in themselves tend to have that notion. Please understand, I am gently teasing about this. Please understand that if you are comfortable and happy with yourself exactly as you are, then, I have no room or reason to intrude. Oh, hydrate, that I can do. You're not? I noticed that it's on Anon. Listen, stop being a coward. If you're gonna call me a good girl, put a name to it. Yeah, go on. I mean it. I'm serious. It's not me. Again. No way. 1 second, please. Again. Are you trying to get me to return the favor?
Sit down. Allow your eyes to meet mine. Good girl.
The agony and ecstasy of being a switch. I digress. I knew I liked men, but Genshin made my addiction even worse. And I mean, that's fair. Listen, like or you're gonna like, and listen, Genshin is gonna do it. Listen, I'll even go so far as to say Genshin was a confirmation to me that I did have some attraction to men. It's just, my joke was more like needing to be a short girl, so that men can tower over. More like spicy. Oh, what was that, kitten? I'm not sure if I understand that. Phoenix, could you say that again for me real quick? Be a good girl. Let me know. Spicy sub, was it? Projection is a terrible thing to do, kitten, but I can forgive you if you tell me that you're sorry. Yeah? Again, sit. I need to eat. I'm tired of the computer today, and I need to run. See you next time. Take care. And dress you as mommy of the Tommy variety. Not gonna do that. Anyhow, listen, I was able to get through a phone call with Cottontail VA and not whimper once. Sorry. Yeah, no, the other day, we pranked.
You're such a good
See,
girl.
now it's got a name attached. Thank you anyway. Thanks, Hannah. Firefly and HSR though. Okay, that's the one that Numi really loves. Firefly. Who is Firefly, and why does everyone love Firefly so much? I'm looking up Firefly. Let's see, splash art. Oh, she's pretty. Sax. I see what you've sent. Fine. By the way, I don't want to spend too much time being too spicy, so we'll keep this short. I know that spice isn't for everybody, so we'll keep this short.
Jessa?
I actually can't hear it. Hold on a second. Okay, headphones on, and
Jessa? You're such a good girl.
Sax, what a sweet message that you left for me, kitten. What a sweet and wonderful message coming from such a good girl. Are you still here? Is Mommy's little kitten still here? Huh? Where are you, darling? Are you still in chat? Hmm? Aw, there you are. Good girl, answering to Mommy, huh? What a good girl you are, sending that to a friend like that. How sweet of you, huh? Aw, who's Mommy's good girl? Is it you, Sax? Y'all just got that for free. Enjoy that. How do you know if you're an egg? I think I'm toast. Wait, do you mean toast as in...
No.
Okay. So, how do you know if you're an egg? I think I'm toast. So, it depends on if you mean if your toast is in trouble or if you... So... oh my goodness. Yeah, let's, I'm gonna probably wind down some of the spicy for a little bit because we got a little thick in the sauce there for a bit. I'll do the ada in just a second. What was I on about? All right, if you know if you're an egg. So, part of the egg situation is a general lack of awareness that they're giving off the sense of potentially being trans. An egg is a colloquial term, and it's kind of a controversial one. I use it loosely, although I might wind down how often I use it. Hot sauce is pretty good in cereal. Huh? Hot sauce and why would you do that to yourself? There are people who love you and care for you. Cereal? Hot sauce? Why? Anyway, how do I say I was an thank you for the head pats. I was an egg because I was in denial. I would dress up in my sister's things very often and, had certain qualities and traits and things that I was interested in that were indicative that I was transgender. But I didn't let myself think about that because, of religious reasons, because of social reasons, because, whatever excuses I had. In other cases, it can be whether it's in denial or not being aware of it. If someone finds themselves often thinking about being the opposite gender that they were assigned than the one they were assigned at birth, if they spend a lot of time imagining themselves as that way, or thinking they'd be happier that way, or contexts where that would be the case, it's generally an indication that they might very well be trans. And if one is not aware of that at the time, that tends to be what is called egg behavior. And mind you, egg culture has some issues and some difficulties. There are people that are cis. I love how I'm trying to answer the one question and the discussion is just still on the cereal and hot sauce. We'll talk about the milk and such. I don't know. I feel like that's just asking for a stomach ache. Yeah, I feel like that's just ouch. Gotta go. It's been fun having many unholy thoughts. Have a good stream. Take care, Wiki. Thank you so much for popping in. So, oh goodness. We've reached funny levels, but yeah, no. In terms of, I can't speak too much to the hot sauce and milk and cereal. I can speak to the egg thing though. The general sense is it has less to do with clothes and more to do with identity. Have you spent any time in the egg IRL community, or have I heard of it? I've seen memes in it. I've poked around in the Reddit, just looking at haha funny meme. I can't say that I've actively interacted with it much. But yeah, I feel like Tesaurus, Egg IRL might be worth hopping into and exploring a bit. If you find yourself relating to a lot of the posts there, chances are pretty good you might potentially be transgender. It's not really a great place when you're a regular. I had to leave for my mental health. That's also fair. Yeah, I feel like in large doses, Egg IRL might be a little rough. Take care, Arkines. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye. And Daniel. I'm so sorry, darling. I left you waiting. Are you ready? Ara, iko da ne. How's that? And I'm pretty sure I did that hydrate. When every post is a call out, it hits. Yeah, I could see how that could be an issue. Egg should generally self-diagnosis and post versus a descriptor put on another before it's claimed. Yeah, it's part of why when I talk about it with regards to others, I kind of have that little disclaimer of like, hey, let's be real, potential, but in reality, like, plenty of people could be plenty cisgender and they just happen to like expressing another way, or there are folks that are still figuring things out, or they might be in a rough spot to where they can't really dive into that kind of thing. How do you know if you even have gender dysphoria? I'm confident in being a man, but I wouldn't mind being a woman either. I know what I am, so I call myself a goblin. So I'm not an expert on this, I should say. I had gender dysphoria. In my case, it manifested itself as like dread. I would look at the future and think about what I had in mind and just, yeah, it's definitely not a requirement. So in my case, I do experience gender dysphoria. Things that suggest or imply or affirm an experience to me as if I was masculine, as if I was like a guy, that gives me bad feelings. And dysphoria can be so intense as to drive someone to very dark actions. So it is very serious. However, gender euphoria is also very important, because that is when when you experience something that affirms a gender, that makes you feel good things, that makes you feel happy. For instance, if someone, how do I say? In my case, I actually tried this on myself. I remember I was taking a walk during lunch break from work, and I tried it on myself mentally in my head. I'm like, okay, actually, I think I even said the words out loud very quietly to myself, just like, I'm a girl. There were fireworks in my head. It was just like, crowd goes wild, fireworks, celebration, pomp and circumstances. Yeah, let's go. And I was like, I'm a guy. And in my head, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And I tried it, back and forth. Generally, someone is so relieved by feeling like their gender that they have lots of, generally, yeah. And how do I say? Cisgender people, that is people that are assigned a certain gender at birth and are like, yeah, I'm pretty cool with that, generally don't tend to think about the alternatives. That's not to say they never do, so much as it tends not to be a pervasive thought. That's my understanding anyway. In general, someone will only kind of question it about themselves or think about the alternatives for themselves if that's some kernel of who they might be. If you would be okay with being one or another, okay, and Tesaurus, please understand, like, I am not an expert. I would say run this by experts and folks that are a bit better studied. Hello, Mish Cosplay. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Funny thing, I'm actually bi-gender, but instead of being man and woman, I'm woman plus other. I see. I did not know that. Or if you've told me that, I might have forgotten. I'm sorry. I remember the first time I said I'm a girl in public, I shouted it like I needed the universe to hear it. That's fair. But yeah, Tesaurus, I would say the thing that generally helps someone discover how they are happiest is trying it out. Whether that is just using different pronouns for a second, or wearing clothing that affirms the gender that you're thinking about, or having someone else refer to you that way. Serious moment, having the egg cracked saved my life. from a desperately unhappy masked person who hated everything, look, name, vibes, etc., to a femme with a name, look, and a vibe that I can finally be happy, free, and not only discovering, but embracing an inner light I never thought I had. Auntie, I say this genuinely, but you helped me save me from the end, if you catch my drift. Hannah, I am honored to have been any factor, not just in helping you discover yourself as you are, but to also make a decision that kept you here. I'm gonna pause the music for a second, because, like, if I am part of anyone's decision to choose life for another day, thank you for that, Pats. If I'm part of that decision for even one day, I would consider myself extremely successful and honored to have been part of that. Thank you for allowing my work to be part of what fueled your happiness, Hannah. Gets real heavy in here sometimes, doesn't it? How strange it is to be anything at all. Indeed. The myth of the failed male amused me, because when I thought I was a boy, I was actually really good at it. In fact, it kind of hindered me. No, I'll thank you for that, Bats. I'll say, I never really heard much of that narrative. The only times I've ever seen that was in, like, early old 4chan discussions. Mostly just like, Mish Cosplay, thank you so much for the follow in the stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Yerby, and my music has been featured in Super Yerby, Initial D, DDR, Matara Kanavi Shoujo, and much, much more. It is great to have you here. It's worth noting that any reason to live is a good one, even if it is pure spite. I think it's something. It's a fair one. Let me realize I'm right about my gender. Ah, okay. Oh, sucks. But yeah, sorry. All I had to say, like, a way to know is to find out, is to try it. We've gone from thigh crushing to you saved my life. What can I say? Thick thighs save lives. I hope it was okay for me to joke like that, but also, like, I am always glad to, like, even if it's just jokes and humor, I am glad the pipeline is wild. Audie save lives. Okay, not a bad. You didn't say anything wrong or bad here. I guess I want to be careful about that phrase. That is a weird concept to me. Like, just putting it in that phrasing just kind of threw me for a loop. That idea's got some weight to it. I get scared sometimes at the idea of what people attribute to me. Because, I mean, I'm honored, don't get me wrong. I occasionally get scared, about, I don't know, like, if I'm saving people in any capacity and I end up, I end up disappointing you at some point further down the line, I don't want that to imply or suggest to any of you that the life that you preserved on my behalf was not worth that. You know? It's a lot to have attributed to me. And I appreciate it, but I guess I think it's the difference between I want to live for you and you help me keep living. I think if it's phrased that way, it makes more sense. If I helped you or those that you know keep living, then I am genuinely honored to have done so. Regarding you will never disappoint us. I'm not banking on that. I am human. I am mortal. I am just as prone to not even just mistakes, just crappy behavior as any of you. And I won't spend too much time on this, but instead of never disappointing you, I hope that I can demonstrate tremendous growth. Sorry for the off topic. Is my way of diverting the questions. I'm too scared to answer myself. That's fair. Let's get back to lightening the mood. I'm very separated from the concept of boyfriend, but I also feel weird being a girlfriend. Gender neutral terms feel wrong too. It's weird. I might just not be used to the word yet, or maybe I'm just not good enough at performing my gender to feel like I can be a girlfriend. It's weird and confusing. Might I suggest, what would I say? I don't think being an SO is about performing gender. I feel like my qualities, if I was a girlfriend, it wouldn't necessarily be based on how well I perform my gender, so much as how I perform the actions that that maintain and establish a relationship with the other partner. There are some things about, you know, femininity and being a girlfriend that I personally would enjoy and admire, but I feel like with the right partner, it would be, I feel like it'd be less of an issue. Like, as long as you're there for them, you're fine. Like, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for with that? Hey, Odyssey, how do I make house music? Get a DAW, get some samples, kicks on 4 to the floor, eighth, you know, open TR-909 hi-hat on every other beat, get a bouncy bass. Yeah, new nails, nice. I recently got my refilled and I quite like how they sound. Maybe I need you like on the microphone ASMR. I bet that does not sound good, I'm sorry. Have I seen that clip of the guy playing Densha D at a speedrun event and the whole crowd starts singing along to Sands of Time? If I remember right, that speedrunner used to hang out here in chat. The name is eluding me, and I feel really bad about that, because, like, I remember that moment, and it was really cool. That was I think it was AGDQ. I'm gonna take a sip before I forget. Yeah. You know what I haven't done yet? I haven't taken a break. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break. I will be right back, okay? I'm gonna put on some words on stream while I'm chilling. And yeah, catch you in a few. I'm back. Did you miss me? Lord Mouse. Yes, thank you. That was the runner. Also, I'm gonna pause the music real quick. Is it okay if I return very briefly to a subject from before that was a little bit heavier? And SB, that is Ultragraph. That is a song that I released with Attack the Music. I'll let the song run in a second. Actually, no, I can keep running. A point that I just thought about actually while I had a second to think about it. This happened in Chibi Stream. Someone threw a Chibidoki themed birthday party, partially, in on the meme kind of thing, but also unironically. And the one who did it talked about how like it actually kind of helped them through a pretty rough spot. Like finding her streams also was a really big boon for this fan to stick around. I believe he had lost his dog earlier, like a year or two before, and he essentially credited Chibi for kind of keeping him alive. And she was quick to be like, no, like, she was like, no, listen, you made that choice. Like, giving the credit to me does you way too much of a disservice. Like, you made that decision for you to stay here. And I thought of that while I was unhydrating, as it were. And I wanted to run that notion by you all. I feel like I think I agree with Chibi in the sense that I may be part of those who have. I'm also familiar with Clonostomy. I don't think they're the same individual, though. I might be wrong. I guess my point is, like, I may have been part of your decision to stay, to choose life for another day, but ultimately, the credit goes to you. You had to make that decision based on some of whatever it is that I might have teased to you in some song or lyric or stream or something that there was something worth staying for. So for those of you who have chosen life and found me somewhere involved in that, please give yourself the credit that you deserve in that exchange. Please understand that you had the power to make a decision in any direction. You chose the one that's kept you alive and well. I just wanted to acknowledge that beforehand. Actually, how is Chibi doing? If I remember right, she's been going through it lately. It's been a little bit since she streamed. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, Mousy is asleep. Okay. I thought the Mousy was doing another episode of Speak to the Devil. Not good streamers on right now, goodness gracious. Let's see, hello! Good to see you, hope you're doing well. By the power of yourself, you have the power. Essentially, yeah, like, Mousy's showing old VODs, okay. I thought that she was asleep. Okay. Yeah. Doing very well. Good, I'm glad. I'm gonna go lay down and rest. I hope you have a great stream. Take care, Sax. Thank you so much for popping in. Have a great rest of your evening and sleep well. And Christiana, thank you so much for the 7-stream streak. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Let's see. Not to be blunt, but I was told by my ex-girlfriend that death is the easy way out and that life is hard, but it's worth fighting for. That's heavy. But yes, I'll think with that, Pats. Your ex is, to some extent, correct. Life is hard as hell. But that's part of what makes it worth it. It's more of a reason why we cherish the day that we're given. It's part of why we see beauty in something that we may not see again, because we had to be around for it. In order to see sunrises and listen to beautiful music and taste something delicious and break bread with our friends and loved ones, and to experience new beauties in the world requires us to fight to get there, to be here. That's my belief anyway. I do not remember turning on that light. What the heck? There's a phrase that was told to me recently. Yeah, you'd die for me, but would you live for me? And that hit harder than the former. Yeah, honestly, that. Ooh. Dang. Yeah, that is that's something. Would you live for me? What a whew. Okay. And form relationships with people that we can learn to like and love. Exactly. When did this get... We cover a lot of stuff here at the stream. Stuff about cheese and gender and being good to yourself and exercise and acid reflux and staying alive. Well, I was given the coward's way out speech by multiple people who thought I was considering self-termination. The way people treated me during that time made me not want to tell anyone. Here for the headpads. I'll say this. I wouldn't say that it's cowardly or like... I wouldn't call it a coward's behavior. I would call that tapping out. I would call that eager to be rid of pain. However, I would also consider it, how do I say, the kinds of people that are considering that kind of thing, I would never, I could never bring myself to believe, like to say it that way. I don't believe that it's a cowardly way at all. I think it's a scary thing to consider. And yeah, definitely like the way that some people talk about it, it's like, okay, then I just won't tell you that I'm feeling that way. I wouldn't call it bravery, but certainly the opposite of cowardice. There is an audacity to it. By the way, this is getting into possibly the darkest subject. All to say, if I may posit this theory, life is really worth living. I was in a point where, if I may, selfishly, if I may posit one thing, and then I'll change the subject. There was a point in my life where I was considering the alternative. And it took putting this on the table for me to consider it. It took, really cracking open the rest of life, because I was shutting off parts of life to myself. I was telling myself that certain things weren't possible for me, that this form of happiness could never happen for me, or it would be unethical for me to have that. You know, my parents don't want that for me. God doesn't want that for me, in theory. Hello, Simon. Good to see you. And it took realizing, like, look, life is short. And I get one. And I want all of it. And realizing that I wanted to live. That I wanted to experience happiness that I know that I had tasted before and would be there again. That I wanted to be around. It took that for me to put it on the table. To open up to things that I really thought that I thought were impossible for me. And it was only in that I started to become okay again, to create a me that was worth keeping around. Yeah. If I was part of your decision, of any of your decisions to choose life, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. If I may bring it back to Eurobeat, I really never thought that that what I do, that who I am, that any of those things would be a factor in would be a factor in someone else's decisions for well-being. I make Eurobeat music, like you're hearing in the background. Like, for the longest time, I believed poorly of it. Not because I disliked it, but, you know, I believed what everyone else was telling me. Oh, it's weird, it's cringe, it's childish, it's too goofy, it doesn't mean anything. It's Burning Love, Car Baby, Fire Desire Tonight. It sounds stupid. No one will listen to this. This Eurobeat thing isn't gonna go anywhere, etc. So, for me to have had an impact on anyone with this is a tremendous honor. Because it assigns a value to what I do well beyond I ever thought. Have you ever heard the Eurobeat cover of Union Dixie? I'm sorry, what? The Eurobeat cover of Union Dixie? Like, Look Away Dixieland? I know that that there's a version of Save Me by Leslie Parrish? I think it's by Leslie Parrish. Save me, baby, I need you, please save me now. I know that there's a version of that song that has a version of Dixie in the opening, but I don't think I've heard Union Dixie is the pro-union lyrics of Dixie. I did not. Okay, my apologies for not understanding. I don't think I've heard that one. Wait. From Tennessee, Ernie Ford. I didn't know there was. I have not. I should answer that. That should be the extent. It samples his version. Oh. Wait, a question I should ask is, and please understand, I want to make sure that I understand properly. This would be a Eurobeat, so it's a different song that I'm thinking of. It's not Look Away Dixieland, right? Look away, da da da, ba da 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 da. It's not that one. With a knife and a rose line from Save Me. Okay. Yeah, with the knife and a rose and your smile. Please save me, baby, I need you, please save me now. It isn't, but it uses that music. I see. Okay. I may look that up another time if that's okay. Okay. Oh. That's good to know. I know there's a lot of Eurobeat remixes about a lot of stuff. And it's interesting, too, because something that I've been discovering in the last few years is that the fans of Eurobeat extend well beyond... fans of Eurobeat extend well beyond the realm that I thought. Whether, I don't know if they're new fans or if they're older fans that I'm just only seeing now. There is a lot. I think it would make an incredible unit or squad patch. A knife and a rose are interesting imagery. Yeah, it feels like romance novel imagery. Kiss me, kill me, catch me, thrill me. I just don't know what's wrong. We are just hiding. That's fair. I hope that Eurobeat can reach a point where you can be a bit more open with it. I always thought that Eurobeat would become more popular during the 2010s. Sort of that like goofy EDM kind of time. Like when 303 was big, you know? Or like Dynamite by Tayo Cruz was a thing. You know. I'm usually open with it. That's fair. I don't know. It's one of those things that surprised me, you know? But then again, I also had to consider the ramifications of what Eurobeat was going through. Especially because I loved Initial D so much. That's fair. I only just discovered you, but I've heard your pre-transition stuff back in the 10s. That's fair. I don't mind people hearing that stuff, you know? Like, I have very good memories of that chapter. In fact, I think I've talked about this before. There's at least one video. There's at least one video on my channel that still features how I looked back then. Like, bluntly, if you wanted to see how I looked before I transitioned, there it is. It's a video of me talking about my experiences with my abuser and stalker, and, you know, just kind of laying those things out. It was an excerpt from a stream where I came forward about that. And, I mean, kind of, yeah. Like, it's an actual thing that happened to me. And I've thought about taking it down, but I realized two things. One, having media of the old me is not an inherently bad thing to have, because people know, people can find out. Like, that happens. I was on the internet and posted pictures of myself on the internet before I transitioned. It's going to be there. And two, it is less important for people to see, to not be able to see how I looked before than it is that they are informed about the dangers of that individual for that community or whatever communities he may slime into. It's worth it. I would rather people see how I looked back then if it means that they know to keep my abuser out. All that to say, like, I don't mind people listening to stuff, you know, with the T. Stebbins credit or seeing pictures of how I looked back then. I don't like a lot of those pictures, but they're still memories of a good time, you know? They're still good memories of a chapter that has ended. I'm listening to Remorse a lot lately. I've struck out every pitch that you've thrown in our sad game of romance. I was laying on the croon in that one. I was really trying to get heavy into that. Like, I don't know, I wanted it to be somewhere between Bublé and Sinatra, let's be real. But I didn't have the class to deliver on it properly. I will hydrate, thank you. Aw, thank you for the hearts. Did that. I'm going to adjust something on stream real quick. 1, 2. Settings, leap motion. I might bump it up just a smidge, right about there. And then maybe maybe a little more forward. Yeah, there we go. That way, when I put a drink to my lips, maybe then when I put a drink to my lips, it'll actually, be up to my lips. Your more somber songs are so good. You wouldn't expect such a high energy genre like Earbeat to work so well with it, but it does. See, that's the thing. I took a lot of inspiration from here's the thing. From, I think with headbutts. Words. A lot of inspiration from outside of Eurobeat. Because here's the thing, Eurobeat's definitely capable of some very sad lyrics. But people forget that Eurobeat's energy is not an inherent block on melancholy or sorrow. It can be an amplifier if you execute on it right. What Eurobeat does well is intensity, is passion. You have to show me how to make the most out of that device sometimes. Honestly, I just use it to gesticulate. I think the thing was writing for the song without restriction. There was never, it's Eurobeat, I have to make it kind of goofy, kind of meh. I'm still wrestling with it a little bit, Blitzy. I'm still wrestling with the, it's from Vika. Oh, okay. Just based on the title and the thumbnail, okay. If Vikas is doing it, I'm for it. Sorry, I was checking mic stuff. What are we talking about? I guess we were talking about, lyrics and some of my pre-transition stuff. Crying while driving home on the freeway at 90 miles an hour. Be careful with that. You need your eyes to see, Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I feel like, stuff like Remorse and If I Was Gone or stuff like that. There are some other sad Eurobeat songs out there, and I think bring a lot of inspiration from Leslie Parrish, from Kevin Johnson, from Dusty as opposed to Fastway, and looping into that sad lyrics. Like sadder lyrics or more raw expression. I think that managed to result in lyrics that were not cut off by the tempo or the energy of the song, but were amplified by it. We Were in Love, But I Lost It from Remorse, I think, has a lot more energy because it's got the intensity almost as if it was being mid-cry. Like, we were in love and I lost it. It's got that intensity. It's got that energy. It doesn't have to be with like screaming amounts of energy, but it has to be with intense delivery, with passionate delivery. And Eurobeat does that very well. Oh, this is Thank You and Goodbye. Ooh. Yeah, this one's intense too. This, I believe, was a departure from just like depression. I think in retrospect, it might also be one of my actual fairly transcoded songs, because it might have been to my birth gender. You are not everything that I could be. Facing to the wind, I will soon begin to realize a better me. One more for the chalkboard, please. But yeah, no, like, there's a lot of sad Eurobeat out there. Like, The Love That Never Was, which again was about the situation I was in, was based on Alibi by Pretty Woman, I think. Let me take a look. Song is Alibi. Yes, Melody and Pretty Woman. Good song, by the way. And it's dark. Like, as a matter of fact, let's dive into lyrics, shall we? Okay. Oh, thank you, Pixie. This is Thank You and Goodbye. Here's the lyrics to Alibi. They told me you believed in the stories over me, and they told me you've reacted like you actually don't mind. Now I wonder how you can trust them all, as you know me very well. Is it love that drags me in this bed, and mine is these tears for you? So baby, come on, smash your doubts, make them gone. Oh baby, you're my alibi. Don't you see, it's in facts. It can't be, you really want my sacrifice. And then the last verse is, they charged me with a crime because I spoke his name. And you can blame me for the fact that I replied his phone call. Like, the chorus has a little bit of like, oh baby, smash your doubts. Don't you see? Like, that is dark. What would be a song that can move you to tears without fail? It's very, there are ways that I have avoided crying to this song, but there was a song that my grandfather loved on my mom's side. He was a big fan of the Gaither vocal group, and they did a cover of a song called Oh Love That Will Not Let Me Go. And it's purely a cappella. And at first, I just liked it because it was a pretty song. My brother, my sister, and I could do some of the parts, actually. And it was like, okay, this is neat. This is a song that, you know, my grandpa really likes. And then he was taken away from us. There was pretty severe, blatant malpractice from the doctors, and they took him from us. And there was a bit of time with the open casket where they're playing some of his favorite music. And that song came on in the background. And it was the first time at that age that I had truly broke. And now, every once in a while, I'll listen to that song again just to kind of honor my grandpa. I mentioned it a long time ago, but for those new, Only in My Heart shatters me. Oh, You'll Be in My Heart? We'll show them together, 'cause you'll be in my heart. That one? It's intense. Yeah, that one gets heavy. Like, that is emotional. It's a good one too. Excellent choice. But yeah, no, Oh Love That Will Not Let Me Go, as covered by the Gaither vocal group, will often put me in tears. Lei Fei is also quite close. Like, Lei Fei has Some beautiful arrangements. I wouldn't say that they've moved me to tears, but they've gotten me pretty close. Ironically, okay, this one I feel a little bit more silly for, but not by as much. Another song that nowhere near as successfully, but very closely has moved me to tears was DJ Command's cover of Melt by Hatsune Miku. So the original is this very cute Vocaloid song about you know, basically having the confidence to fall in love, basically, to believe in yourself and like fall in love with someone. The Eurobeat remix takes this light and fluffy haha-wee song and adds this beautiful layer to it. I think the intensity was met with enough emotional weight, with the use of piano and strings and these bell-like sounds. And it was the song that convinced me that Eurobeat wasn't just some burning love, car, baby, fire, desire, tonight, drift, Tokyo kind of genre, but that it was capable of art, that it was capable of beauty. It was the song that convinced me that this was worth pursuing, that Eurobeat was not some fast food pop genre inherently. It could be, if you wanted it to, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to make something fun and poppy and light and danceable, but it gave me that sense of Eurobeat as a genuine emotional canvas. And it's one of those things that I've hoped to achieve with my own work. I mean, even the genre stereotypes of it totally is. And mind you, I'm the kind of person that looked at Marcel Duchamp's The Urinal and was like, nice. Frank Sinatra would have ooh, yeah, that would have been a gorgeous collab. But it's one of those things where, you know, how do I say? I think pop art is still a valuable and valid form of art. On the same token, I think it's possible within Eurobeat to make something that is more contemplative, that is more thought-provoking, that is more evocative. And it's not to say that we can't have Burning Love, Car, Baby, Fire, Desire, Tonight, Drift, Tokyo. Certainly, those are the kinds of songs that brought me in. If anything, it was the musicianship in some of those songs that impressed me the most to say. But rather, that Eurobeat can be about and. You know, Burning Love, Car, Baby, Fire, Desire, Tonight, Drift, Tokyo, and existential dread, gender dysphoria or euphoria, love and loss on a deeper level. I didn't get that piece at first, but I was never as rabidly anti as certain people are when they see it. Which one? I'm sorry? Someone say genders. Hi, Ken. Welcome back. 82 months in a row. Can we get some love in the chat for the one, the only, the goodest kitty bat? Violet, Avanil, Lava Lamp, Toblerone, Aubergine. Timber, I might reword that very last word. I'm going to deny that one. Toto, the Sicilian musician Toto, not Africa Toto, also moves me quite a bit. Oh, the Marcel Duchamp one. Yeah. So what I like about it is that it was enough of a challenge to the understanding of art at the time. And I like that. It's not to say that everything needs to be, what was the one where the premise is, like, it's got, you know, there's a drawing of a cigarette and it says, like, this is not a cigarette? Or something like that. I think I'm getting it wrong. Oh, this is not a pipe. This is not a pipe. Yeah, The Treachery of Images, I believe it's called. And, how's it going? I just got missed on the phone. Let's go! You've always been such a good girl, Vi. But yeah, no, like, what I love about that kind of thing is that it does inherently call to question the nature of that media. And that's kind of what I like about writing subversive Eurobeat, so to speak. Like, hey, this song's about existential dread. Hi on Sky, thank you so much for the follow and the stream. It is great to have you here. I'm Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. My music has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matarkon, VShojo, and much, much more. Great to have you here. You just want to know was all, considering it was a type of country music, but different. Oh, that was the actual name of it. I can't say that I've heard of it, so I can't say that I had interest in making it specifically. I'm sorry. And hello, Dart. But yeah, no, like, I feel like that is where the strength of, Eurobeat can still lend itself to, like, intense lyrics. I'm gonna have another sip real quick. Well, now I'm just pouring the drink directly on my neck. But yeah, oh gosh, words. But yeah, no, we were also talking about, like, music that makes us cry, right? So I'd say those two are pretty big for me. Oh Love That Will Not Let Me Go and the Eurobeat version of Melt. I'd say those are pretty big for me. In the right mood, I can be more easily moved to tears by stuff by, like, Le Fay or even Galimatius. It depends on the state that I'm in. I don't know, I can't say that I've had music move me to tears often. Yeah. I'm gonna have a little bit of a string cheese real quick. Also haven't checked in on y'all. We've hit some very heavy subjects and some very fun subjects. How y'all doing? Should we lighten the mood again? Should we change the subject? You know what? I tear up every time I hear Sanctuary by Utada Hikaru. Ooh. That's fair, that's fair. A lot of the music in, what I understand, right, that Sanctuary was in, Kingdom Hearts? Okay, that's fair. Kingdom Hearts had a lot of really good music to it, just from what I've heard. And not just because of, like, Face My Fear. Although I am so proud of Skrillex for finally getting music. Like, don't forget, Skrillex is itself a Kingdom Hearts reference. Like, the name, Skrillex. On this note, what the heck are the electronic voices in Zombie saying? Oh, in the beginning, like, what's up, let's go. Are you talking about that? So, those are a sample. I believe the sample is Rinse Out the Rhythm, Let's Go. It was just meant to be like a little flavoring to build up, you know, to have the build up right before the drop. Or, before the brass riff. A lot of vocal tracks in Silent Hill are absolutely banging. I did not know Silent Hill had vocal tracks. Speaking of rinsing, gotta put my dishes away. Take care, Vi. Do what you gotta do. I'll probably be going for another, like, 35 minutes, and then we'll call it good. Yeah. Dancing in the night. I'm dancing in the night. My falsetto was still not quite back yet. That's been the cool, sorry, bringing it full circle. That's been one of the cool things about restoring my health. Like, some of y'all have seen how I have, reacted to my voice health in the last few years. Like, there's at least a couple of streams where I have, broken down over it. Oh, the little robot voices in Blackout and Love. So, Blackout had different ones. That's talking about, like, feel the blackout, blackout. I think with Love Satellite, it was, hold on, I'll actually pull up the samples. Hold up, let me pause this real quick. I think with headbats. Let me see. It was from the Newfield pack, if I'm not mistaken. Newfield Sound Library. Label specific sounds. Vocal effects. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, right. These need to be opened in VLC.
Auxiliary power to remix module. Switch to audio output.
Are those playing, by the way? And then...
Data entry complete.
Yeah, so it's, oh gosh, what was this one? Open with VLC.
Auxiliary power to remix module.
Or, what?
Auxiliary power.
Ort Feliite power to remix module. I don't know what that is actually saying. And then it's like switch to audio outputs, data entry complete. And then if you really want to get a little goofy nutty, you can add this one too.
Mix master.
Mix master. Yeah, it's essentially like the Atari ST kind of thing. Auxiliary power to remix module. Okay. That makes more sense. Hydrate, that I should do. Ah. Okay, who is this? Okay. Microsoft Sam on the mic. Swas, 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 swas. The Rafflecopter. But yeah, no, yeah, that's the robot chatter. All right, there's still music going. Let's skip this one. Yeah. Yeah, those are the samples from that. Let's see. I think mashups get slept on as actual music. You know what it is? I think because mashups get left out as, oh, they're just copyright stuff, you know, it's just mashing a bunch of songs together. Clearly it's not the same, you know, it's no real effort. When in fact, there's a lot of thought that has to go into it. Not to say that inherently just smashing two things into each other thoughtlessly, well, you'd have to do some convincing to convince me that that's, you know, artistry. But, when done right, when done thoughtfully, I do think that it is genuinely good music. Like, not gonna lie, when I combined, Ed Sheeran's Bad Habits with Star Ride, the track that I made for Chibi Doki, I did not expect to stumble upon diamonds. Do I have that around? I feel like I'm gonna get this copyright struck if I do it. I might do it anyway. You don't have to play the games to listen to the music. Sincerely, Toho fan. That's fair. I do think that playing the games helps contextualize the music, but you don't have to. Neil C. Sierra and DJ Cummerbund hit hard. That's fair. Let's see. It must be a Bitwig project. Okay. All right. Bad Habits, the edit version. Yeah, this is what we want. This is what I want. I'm gonna pause the music again. So I'm going to get my own video copyright hit, because screw it.
I'm going to puke. I hope your mouth is open. I commit tax fraud like a
Normal adult. That's right. Do you want syphilis? Cheering in my basement. Escape! Please containment!
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. Bad habits. Conversations with a stranger, nothing more. Swearing this will be
So, hang on one sec. I'm gonna let it play through and I'll explain. Enemy is illegal. That's right. You're all under arrest. So, what I just played is some context. The instrumental is the song that I made for one of Chibidoki's earlier debuts. I believe it was when she debuted the avatar with like the crystal horns. And the Chibidoki samples are from Chibidoki, but the rest of that was Ed Sheeran's Bad Habits. And the problem was, it did not take much to put Ed Sheeran's Bad Habits into Star Ride. And I didn't mean to make it like that. I did not mean to. I really didn't mean to. And yet, I dare say, I think it turned out pretty good. So like mashups are most certainly valid. Whether or not they're cursed or something is another story. Yeah. What was I on about? I wish I understood how to make music. This is fire. There are definitely lots of places to learn. Lots of free samples, even some free DAWs and projects out there. A good place to start is 1, just start. 2, look up music theory. And 3, learn enough to get the idea that you have in your head out. It's not to say that you shouldn't push yourself further or learn anything, but like if you're just starting from zero, that might be a way to at least get some gratification out of it, you know? Get your, I did it, your hello world, if you will. What was I even on about? I make music. I hope one day my writing is as good as Ed Sheeran is in my basement. See, that kind of lyrical genius had to come from Chibidoki's debut stream. No, actually, the Ed Sheeran in my basement was from a Minecraft clip. I forget who she had. Like, there's some NPC that she had stuck in like a cell, and then she dug, and then the character jumped right out. I understood orbital mechanics intuitively, music theory all Greek to me. So what I recommend, Phoenix, is trying out musical theory. Like, this is a third, this is a fourth, this is a major chord, this is a minor chord. Learning major and minor chords, that should get you a good chunk of the way there. From there, you learn some fun progressions, and then you're kind of good. For extra spice, you know, I learned stuff like suspendeds and sevenths, that kind of thing. But only so much. You know, my understanding of music is limited insofar as I don't have a lot of formal training. I can only read a treble clef thing of staff with only so many, you know, sharps. I wouldn't be able to tell you, oh, that's A sharp, or oh, that's F sharp or F flat or something, you know? But usually just having enough theory to allow you to build out what's in your mind can help. But yeah, I can't compete with the lyrical genius of just what Chibi says in every kind of stream. If you understand orbital mechanics, you'll be correct at polyrhythms. The letter A does look pretty sharp. Yeah, it does. It's very pointy. In fact, I think it's the pointiest one of the first 6 letters. 7. I want to make a song the most unconventional way possible. MTV Music Generator for the PS1. Why not get formal training? Some folks don't want to go the full 9 yards. Formal training can be useful for sure. I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo formal training. It's more that to some, they only want enough to start, especially in a creative field or endeavor. There are some things that you do pick up on your own, or some things that you end up doing and then you find out later that's what that was called. As well, formal training can sometimes instill a specific workflow or specific values that may detract from what people are looking to express in the first place. Time and money, also those, yeah, that's Those are pretty big ones. Yeah. I'm gonna have the rest of this string cheese. But yeah, do you have any tips for someone who wants to learn how to sing? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me chew on this string cheese as I think about that, to be honest. I would say, first step, start. Sing to your favorites. Find which songs that you like and which ones are easiest for you to sing. Then, I feel like for singing, I highly recommend, this is where I would actually highly recommend lessons. Like, learning proper technique, learning proper phonation, learning proper posture. Because there are right and wrong ways to sing. There are ways to sing and growl and even scream, like actual metal scream, that that will allow you to sing for years and years and years. And there are methods of all of those things that will also cut out your voice before the end of the year. There are ways to do it. Oh, excuse me. But there are definitely ways to go about learning to sing. And by the way, serious thing for me, that reminds me, for creators, resist the temptation to go with alternatives. Like, I technically own a Vocaloid. I have it installed improperly. I don't know how to go about actually using it, but I have one. I'm gonna post to a Steve Mold video of Planet's Orbit's Rhythm. That might be best for the Discord server, if that's okay, AXR. I appreciate you asking first. Well, you know what? No. Go ahead and post it here. I'm going to permit you. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and pin it for you. So, what in the world? So, singing is one of those things that you can do wrong, not insofar as singing the wrong note, because that's easy to fix. That's easy to have someone correct in you. It's easy to sing wrong. Oh, excuse me. It's easy to sing wrong or with bad technique in a way that will damage your voice. And I need you to understand, if you've been to my streams for long enough, understand how important that is. How crucial that is. Do not destroy your vocal cords in this. Okay? I digress. I need to move my camera a smidge. There we go. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, no. That is the only time where I will severely recommend training. I had a bit of an ear from the start. I grew up in a musical family. My mom plays piano, my dad plays bass, my brother plays guitar, my sister played drums, I played keyboards, we all sing. We had plenty of Partridge Family jokes for years and years, but I digress. Treat your vocal cords like a well-tuned machine. They are an instrument. They are an instrument, and you can be a vocal athlete. That is an actual term that a doctor has used for me. A vocal athlete. Because between singing and streaming and all of this, I'm essentially using it on the same level that an athlete would, perform their sport. Isn't that pretty cool? Do not destroy your throat. And a partridge in a pear tree. Exactly, yeah, but please be good to your voice. Please take care of that, of your instrument. Sorry, I was having fun with that. But yeah, please take care of your voices. Whether you're learning to sing, learn the technique, learn a little bit of ear training just to make sure that you're on key. One thing that I will say, and this is a strange conversation that I've had, but I must give some advice like this as a Eurobeat artist. We talked earlier about Eurobeat having intensity, having passion. If you ever look at the comments on Matara Khan's video for Night Cover, you'll see how many people talk about how perfect her voice is for Eurobeat, and I agree. I got to hear that voice before that song was released to the world, and it was amazing. The reason that Matara Khan's voice works perfectly, the reason that even Numi's voice works really well in remixes, the reason I feel like a Cottontail might be able to do really good on Eurobeat is because they deliver on wholehearted passion. Something that I hear in a lot of amateur productions in the Eurobeat world is vocals that mean well, but sound like they're not really fully in it. Or I'm not convinced that they're fully in it. Can you say another VTuber? Sure, which VTuber do you have in mind? Ooh, folks like Issa or Ashton Martin would also nail it. Iron Mouse, someday. Oh gosh, yes. She would obliterate in the Eurobeat world. She would absolutely just... But that's the thing. What I hear in a lot of amateur Eurobeat production, and please understand, I'm not going to sit here and act like, every singer has to be a certain level to start or do anything ever. This is the kind of criticism that I would offer to these productions as well, or even these vocalists. Hello, Lena. Good to see you. I'm doing okay. How about yourself? I would offer this advice to those singers. Act a little bit. Put yourself into it. I could do, if I just sang it, here's the difference. I'm gonna pause real quick and demonstrate. You have, night cover, capture me in the shade of the dark, give me all that you are, versus, night cover, capture me in the shade of the dark, give me all that you are. Do you hear the difference? Have I heard Iron Mouse's opera? Of course I have. Iron Mouse's opera voice is breathtaking. There's a third thing that has almost put me to tears. In a good way. The first one isn't inherently bad. You're hitting the notes. You're hitting the notes. But you feel... It feels like a rote delivery. Like, it's like someone is trying to sing it in the pews at church or something like, night cover, capture me. And when you put the emphasis into it, you sing differently. You sing... very differently. You sing with emphasis and intensity and passion, which is that keyword. The non-Luther, I don't know, even then. And I think that's a thing that separates a lot of Eurobeat vocalists, or even more professional results in the amateur Eurobeat world than the more beginner stuff. Now, mind. I've had tracks that sounded half-assed. I have been that singer before. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yes, everyone must sing like me. Everyone must sound like me. But what I will say is I find that a lot of Eurobeat tends to do a lot better when the singer is completely into it. When they can sing Burning Love, Car Baby, Fire Desire Tonight as if their entire heart is in it. Because I'm trying to think of an example that would be... Think about the lyrics that Maurizio De Jorio is singing in... oh gosh. What would be an interesting example? Lights around me, I can feel the engine, pilot is the hero. I'm on the roadside, looking for the headlights, waiting for the thrill. Think about how different it would sound with lights around me, I can feel the engines, pilot is the hero. I'm on the roadside, looking for the headlights, waiting for the thrill. Even the delivery makes it sound vapid and empty, and the lyrics, the way the lyrics sound, it feels like, oh, you're not really into this, are you? Like you're kind of cringing at yourself a little bit. No. You sing looking for the headlights, waiting for the thrill, waiting for the wind to blow the gasoline, wanna breathe the air section, the dude's singing about huffing the scent of gasoline. And you better believe it's one of the hypest lines in Eurobeat. Because it's sung by a Eurobeat god. And that's the thing. That is what makes Eurobeat vocals hit different. And why Matara nailed it. And why, welcome back, Pixie. That is why a lot of Eurobeat vocalists sound different. And yes, some of them might have distinct voices in their own right. I think about, vocal tones like Domino or Fastway or Nick Vastari's vocals. So when you have that, they might have distinct voices in their own right, but that inherent passion being completely, fully in the expression of the song that you're doing. Even, by the way, this is even for like the early Italo stuff. Like I think about, so the chorus for Upside Down by Cuckoo, which was in, let's see. Upside Down by Cuckoo. The lyrics are not exactly intense. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Let's see. Cuckoo, Upside Down. It's not giving me the lyrics there. Okay. There might be it. It's volume 20, extended information. Come on, open it up. Okay. Upside Down. It doesn't give me the lyrics here either. I've been booped. Really, no lyrics for Upside Down. That is surprising. I know the lyrics to Upside Down on their own, by the way. So I could just sing them, I guess. It's like, upside down, and we are running all around. Cuckoo is the movie, cuckoo is the city. What are they saying? What is that? But, sung with enough delivery. And it's like, yeah, upside down, we are running up. Yeah, we're running, we're rolling. Rolling on the ceiling, rolling by your feelings, rolling on the ceiling again. Huh? Are they high? Which would make sense because that would be how they're rolling on the ceiling. But the point is, like, singing with intensity, not even necessarily with intensity, but with passion, with full engrossment into the subject, into the lyrics, makes a universe of difference, especially for Eurobeat. It's like when covers or karaoke change the gender in a song. I guess. Isn't there a meme currently on like r/Eurobeat? That's about Burning Love. And it's got like SpongeBob like, I freaking love Burning Love! I want to shout the nonsensical lyrics at the top of my lungs! And for the record, that's right. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Hey, Strawberry Girl. Come on, a little more, please. A little more. Here it is. I freaking love Burning Love by D. Essex. I want to sing the meaningless lyrics for hours. I'll think about that. Garcon, I am Mr. Yeah. Like, if you sing with enough conviction, they'll believe you. And you'll sell the song. Think about Night of Fire. Sorry, there's so many examples and instances that I could do, but the point is, like, for those who are interested in specifically singing Eurobeat, in general, for singing, get some training, learn how to sing properly with, like, correct posture and keep your voice healthy. Learn to train your ear just enough to be able to stay on key. You're good. But with Eurobeat, that extra key is passion. I would rather hear a slightly inaccurate but impassioned Eurobeat delivery than I would a technically accurate but boring Eurobeat track. I mean, shoot, Gino Caria. Like, that dude shouted a lot of pitches and didn't always hit them. But gosh, to call his vocals anything but legendary would be blasphemy. Every song felt right. You could tell he was in it. Nobody knows why the people dancing. Nobody knows about people. Like, I don't even know the lyrics to that part, and I was like, yeah, nobody knows. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're in about the last 10 minutes of stream. How y'all doing? Any last questions, comments, remarks, redemptions before we wrap up a little bit? Also, can I just say, my voice feels better today too. Even after yesterday when I did some voice acting. So I am heartened by the progress that I've made in my recovery. Who is Ted? I have no idea, but apparently his talks are very, very popular. Nah, thank you, Timber. You know, one of these days I gotta do a karaoke stream. Yeah, let me see who's streaming right now. Let's see, let's close that, close that, close that. I've actually dabbled in voice acting. There you go. That'd probably be a great way to go about it. All right, who's a streaming right now? I see Zen, Cinder, Mousy, Nimune. Last stream before TCEU and AX. Oh, right, AX. Aethelston, Nags, False ID, Suko, Evil Toaster, Inksy, Hazumi, Suyeoki, Sylvie, Rubyvox, Starforge Systems. I should probably unfollow them if I'm with Stoneforge. I keep screwing up my throat whenever I sing along to your beat. I think I'm putting way too much passion in it. Yes. Please start with good technique. Please protect your voice and build it up. There are ways to sing that don't destroy your voice. Do those before you start worrying about passion. Passion, inflection and technique. Sorry, inflection and expression to some extent come after learning proper technique. Not because I don't want you to express yourself, but because I want you to be able to express yourself without destroying your voice and throat. You know? It's IRL Donut's birthday. Oh my. Maybe we need to raid IRL Donut today. How would you value years in a symphonic brass band for ear development? I'd say pretty good. If you can tell when your own voice is not singing, like is or isn't singing the intended note, I'd say that's pretty good. That's valuable. Although, here's the catch. Vocalizing means that our own bones resonate. Our own skulls resonate when we sing. And that can mean that it's hard to hear some of the things around us or even hear ourselves. So, there is some value to trying it out with your own singing. I'm gonna take a sip. I soon will need to see someone to help with the change in my voice as I like it now, but might not as a female. So I did get training for, processing my voice and, getting it to sound femme, which is a big part of why I have like a pretty nasty voice dysphoria. But, there are videos and techniques and resources online that can help you get a good chunk of the way there too. And by the way, if I may offer some advice, gamer, try not to force your voice into a certain way. Instead, try to find a comfortable feminine voice that is you. I wanted my voice to be up here all the time. I wanted to sound girly and youthful, and that's not really possible for me. But what I do have is this lush, beautiful, feminine, womanly tone. And learning to accept that for myself is wonderful. I love that for me. And at first I didn't, but now it's very validating. I love that for me. So, be open to what you might hear from yourself. That is the first time I've heard it referred to that way, but I'll take it. I'm halfway there, but I just don't want to force it as it sound, but as other people would call it, cartoon femme. So here's the thing. None of it. Goodness, that is. I've seen you requesting that, Timber. I'm in 3D today. We'll see about a day when I'm in 2D. That before we make that happen. So the thing is, you can go from cartoon femme and you bring it back down and back here, and suddenly it's a lot more. It's a little bit more manageable. And then what you do is you change the tone, and suddenly it's a little bit more natural there too. And then you bring the pitch to what's more comfortable. In this case, this is what's comfortable for me. And suddenly, we've gone from cartoon femme to something that is comfortable and feminine. See? That's a way to go about it. It's not the only way, for the record. But exploring tone, do that. Another VTuber I followed femmed her voice by doing uhu mode. I mean, that's a way too. That's a way you can go about it, because that actually has an impact on tone. Because that puts some certain phonemes towards the front of the mouth, and that's gonna do it. See, the problem is I'm just doing this, but if I do put it back down here, it's just there's cookies and punch by the door. But yeah, for sure. Sorry. Any other questions, comments, remarks, redemptions before we call it good? I gotta say, my voice is still a little bit oof, but like not nearly as much as it usually is. I am heartened. This is good news. I'm sorry. I'm happy. Why did I say sorry? I notice I do that. Sorry, weird thing. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on saying sorry a lot less than I do. Not because I shouldn't be sorry for things, but there are a lot fewer things that I should be sorry for than I tend to be. I want to rename something, but I want 10K. I was being on with Jamie Lee Curtis on stream. It was really cool. So I was not personally on the stream at the same time as Jamie Lee Curtis, which is totally fair. The Jamie Lee Curtis segment was with Charity Goblin Ruby, and they were having a mother-daughter talk and hanging out, and it was really cool. And what I love is seeing how my own mom seemed to have a lot in common with Jamie Lee Curtis, which was very heartening for me. It is to hear you happier with your voice. Yeah, thank you. And I'm definitely a lot happier than I was. Oh, thank you for that, Bets. I'm definitely a lot happier with how things are going and my health and my just general improvements. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I posted about it previously, but yesterday I was on a live stream hosted by Charity Goblin Ruby, featuring guests like Jesse Cox, Bungo Taiga. It was hosted by Jade Doe, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is Charity Goblin Ruby's mom. So at the beginning of the charity, like the fundraiser stream, the two actually had a talk. Like, it was Charity Goblin Ruby in her chair, and to the side was Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. And can I just say, it is so heartening and wonderful and a relief to hear about parents genuinely loving their kids. And some of the things that Jamie had to do and work with as a public figure in terms of like protecting her kids and protecting, and being good, and like just the lessons that she learned in being Ruby's mom. It was just really cool. But yeah, so technically, how do I say? I was originally invited. Oh, take care, Jesse. Thank you so much for popping in. So I accepted the invite on the premise that, it was a fundraiser. I was invited by Jade Doe, and she was helping put it together. So it was like, oh yeah, there's a stream going on. We got Jesse Cox, we got Bungo Taiga, or Taigaholic, and yeah, we'd love to have you. I'm like, great, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, Jamie Lee Curtis. Excuse me? Sweet. Because here's the thing. Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome. Please don't get me wrong. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is super cool. I feel like I would have gladly done that fundraiser stream regardless. Like, I've heard amazing things about Charity Goblin Ruby and like just the work that she does, how every cent of her streams goes towards the Trevor Project specifically. And you know, Jesse Cox, I got to meet him. Like, he's the director of Monster Prom, Monster Camp, and Monster Road Trip. What's the name? Something familiar. Jamie Lee Curtis is an actress, like Hollywood actress. And it was just really cool. Like, I was super happy to do that fundraiser just on its own premise. It was just really, really cool that it also meant, sharing the stream space, even if just briefly, with Jamie Lee Curtis. Something that, Jamie Lee Curtis as in the actress. Yeah. To my knowledge, the VOD is still up. Yeah, an A-lister. Like a proper Hollywood actress. And a cool person. We are getting down to the wire here. Any last questions, comments, remarks, or redemptions? Okay. There's a lot of cool streamers on right now. But alas, I feel like we should raid Donut. When was the last time we raided Donut? IRL Donut? Vieira! There's one that I haven't seen from you in a minute. Here. And there you go. Yippee! All right. Yeah, let's raid Donut. So friends, if you don't know, IRL Donut is an artist and a VTuber. IRL Donut draws the HRT comic on, where did she post that? I think it's like to Twitter, Reddit, a couple other places. She's iconic. She's hilarious. She's amazing. And apparently today is her birthday. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and get that audio raid going. Pixie had the right message. If you do not have that emote, then do not despair. Oh yeah, the sound bring. So I have the major Windows XP sounds in there. But yeah, yeah. If you don't have that emote, no worries. Any heart will do. And before that, one last little freebie before we go. Okaeri nasai. Gohan ni suru? Ofuro ni suru? Soretomo wa da shi? And on that note, it is time to raid IRL Donut. Why is that a... What? Why is... Oh, this needs to be, like, down here. I don't know. Why did it do that? That was weird. Sorry about that. It needs to be, like, down here. No, it needs to be up here. For sure. Nope. Up here. That needs to be down here. Right. All right, friends. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you tomorrow for Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. Let's go ahead and get the raid going. IRL Donut. All right, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mwah. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Be safe out there. All right, that's everybody.